everyone, I am MechaRandom42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and this is an interesting article I found over, I think I saw it over on Twitter. I can't exactly remember. I see so many articles. This is from TVOverMind.com, and it's kind of setting up that maybe the Orville might not get a third season. I hope this isn't true. I hope this isn't one of those testing the waters sort of articles. Let's see what their reasoning is, and yeah, why the Orville probably won't make it past season 2. I hope they're wrong, because I'm really enjoying the Orville. I really love it. Please be wrong with your reasoning here. If you're a Seth MacFarlane fan, then you might have already taken a look at the Orville and either loved it or hated it, depending on how much you like the creator. But one thing seems kind of hard to get around, and that's the idea that the show will last past season 2. Some people might scoff at this, and others might be warming up their fingers for a quick rebuttal, but the belief that this show can last into a third season is something that's a bit iffy for a few reasons, which I'll gladly explain in just a moment. But first, let's just say it does. There might be a lot of material that Seth could possibly look at and really count as worthy of taking on as his own idea in some way, but in terms of creating a new and engaging space exploration show, he's so far shown that he's not exactly Mr. Originality when it comes to this type of program. That alone might be why the Orville is kind of doomed to falter whether it succeeds or not. Oh, don't say that. Please don't say that. I don't want to get used to the idea of the Orville being canceled. Here are a couple of reasons why we might not see a season 3. It's an old idea in a new package. That's what we want, though. We want nostalgia. We want these things that hit the nostalgia goggles or the pings, you know, that thing where you're like, oh, I need that. That's nostalgic. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing for this show, and I really don't see that as why they would cancel it. If you don't choose to see that the idea of the Orville is Star Trek being played out in a new and different way, then you're purposely deluding yourself, and you want to see the positives, which is not a bad thing. The Orville is Star Trek being played out in a new and different way is a positive, though. That's what we like about it. It is doing what Star Trek isn't doing for us right now, and that's just giving us more Star Trek. So that is... It's not a bad thing instead of being realistic. You can bring on the facts about how many shows have copied one another throughout the years, and you'd be correct, but that's what makes a lot of shows unappealing to the public. No, that's unappealing to the critics. The critics like new and original, but even though everything looks the same with the crappy lens flare chubby that the lighting people always have and the directors always have, and no, you can do better. You can just do good, more Star Trek. We don't need all this new original shit. This is what I think. This is what I really disagree with. Usually, it's the critics that want this, not the actual fans. Since, despite the idea that the memory of the audience is measured in microseconds, the greats tend to stay with the audience for quite some time, considering that they became an integral part of pop culture and were widely accepted by so many. The unfortunate fact is that those greats also inspired a legion of copycats that have been trying as hard as they can to create their own pop culture icons, and have done little to nothing to make anything else stick. Right now, the Orville seems to be gaining some ground, as there's already talk of a third season being approved. So there's already talk of it. What the hell's your deal? But if it is or isn't, the stark truth seems to be that people are starting to get tired of the continual comparisons that can be made to Star Trek, especially given the show is just one similarity after another that many fans can notice without any trouble. Oh, we like that it has these similarities. We like that it's taking Discovery plot lines and fixing them and doing them right. We like that. That is a good thing about the Orville. Oh, this article. The more I read it, the more I'm getting pissed off. Seth MacFarlane isn't all that great at live acting. Yes and no. He's a little stiff on camera, but I think that is perfect for the character. That is Ed Mercer. Now, this is a matter of opinion, of course, but Seth is not a live action man, no matter how badly people want to say that he is, while straining their voices because they're trying to convince themselves of the fact as well. He's great when doing voices on Family Guy and bloopers reels. He's not that bad, but actually, in a live show, he's not really that great. His acting will no doubt improve with time if he's allowed to stick around, but otherwise he falls back on too many jokes, one-liners, and goofy mannerisms that have made him so great when it comes to Family Guy. Actually, he's really not. Most of the jokes are coming out of Scott Grimes' character, Gordon Malloy. So, yeah, or Bortus or Isaac. You know, we have kind of the funny ones on the show. Captain Mercer's not... I mean, sometimes he does have some funny lines, but he's not like the go-to funny man this season. But if this is his staging ground where he intends to practice, then it might not last too much longer. The content just doesn't fit the time allotted. You might wonder what I mean by that. Yes, and I'll gladly tell you. In a half-hour-long show such as Family Guy, the jokes and one-liners are easily absorbed since there's only a finite amount of time to hear them and process each one. But in an hour-long show such as the Orville, those quick jokes become fleeting things that kind of hang in the air for a moment before finally coming back down to the ground and leaving a great deal of empty space for a show to try and fill in. Are you watching the Orville? There's not any moments like that I can think of off the top of my head. The jokes are kind of natural sort of comedy between like Bortus and Isaac. And I believe this season premiere, you know, there are these sort of jokey, funny moments, but they're no different than like the funny moments that when Data would have a funny moment or Worf would have a funny moment because they're an alien. In other words, Seth and the rest of the cast have to find a way to fill in the gaps that make most sense and keeps the story going in a way that will allow to entertain the audience and somehow still maintain some continuity. So it's just a bunch of jokes that are lined up end to end and told over the course of 60 minutes with some action thrown in for variety. That's not the Orville. Are you watching the Orville? Are you sure you're not watching Discovery? That really sounds a lot more like Discovery, where there's these stupid jokes that kind of hang in the air. Like the sneeze from the Saurian in the elevator. That might be what you're thinking of. I wonder if this is a Star Trek Discovery thing. Because, you know, they could very well say that, you know, the lead of the show is Michael Burnham. Sonequa Martin Green is very not that great at acting. At least in this, and Star Trek Discovery. I don't know. Right now, the show feels like a toddler that's trying on their parents' clothing and finding that they don't have enough mass to fill up a shirt. If the show gets approved for a third season, it might only increase the height of the flames it will eventually go down in. But it will be interesting if it does get approved. It sounds a little bit more like you have kind of an agenda against the show. And I don't know quite... I don't know quite why you would have such an agenda against the show. Because, no, it doesn't sound exactly like we're watching the same thing. Because, no, and I haven't seen or heard very many jokes that just kind of fall flat in the Orville. It is not joke. You know, there's some funny moments here and there. There's some satirical stuff. There's some kind of funny stuff with, you know, like Scott Grimes' character and doing like a 3D sort of Rorschach test where he keeps seeing a lot of horrific things, and we're kind of left wondering, okay, what's he looking at? Because we don't see that. At least I don't see that. There's not a lot of jokes that just fall flat, though. I think everything's pretty well paced because they're kind of like some of the more funny scenes in Next Generation. They're kind of are kind of taking those and just elevating them to more modern or more intentionally humorous, like comedy level humor moments instead of, you know, this is just a funny character in a serious sci-fi show. There's a lot of kind of where there's more on the Next Generation line of funny. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that the show is in danger of getting canceled? I mean, I personally think that Seth MacFarlane prints money for Fox, and I think Disney, now that Disney owns Fox, that might actually factor into what Disney keeps on the network, what they don't keep on the network. That would probably factor in more so than, oh, it's stale or it's, you know, not very funny. And this kind of makes me think in the back of my mind that this might be a little bit more of a testing the waters sort of thing, just to kind of throw out there, oh, well, Seth MacFarlane isn't a good actor anyway, according to this guy. I think he's fine, personally. And, you know, despite high ratings, you know, it's just going to crash and burn if we don't cancel it now. And it's stale because it's copying Star Trek, and people don't want to see that. That type of language gets into people's subconscious, and it makes them think that, and then they will start to kind of question and kind of think to themselves, oh, is this really that good of a show? Am I really enjoying it? Is Seth MacFarlane any good at live action? And that kind of concerns me that we have these sort of articles, and this is kind of just a random site that I don't think I've ever seen them before. I've used them for YouTube before. It's just kind of an interesting concept to me why these sort of articles get out there and what type of verbiage they use, because that could very well be used to kind of soften the blow when Fox and Disney's merger does, if it does, happen to cancel the Orville. I don't know. That's just what I'm kind of seeing when I'm kind of reading in between the lines here. A lot of these times I do kind of speculate and I do kind of read between the lines of these articles to see the full intent here. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I am Mecha42. Hopefully the room's a little less echoey. I am in the process of unpacking, so thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on the next live stream or video. Bye! Thanks for watching! If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!